what would the steps be for you to get from zero to your first 10K or $10,000 online?
Again, it kind of relates with your last question. There are two simple steps. You need to, number one, find what you enjoy in the market. It could be anything. It could be, just singing. You can make a lot of money singing on Fiverr. Designing or coding or, writing article, helping people, being a consultant. Find what you enjoy doing. Once you find that, read and learn and, be good at it. Be really good at it. Once you're good at it, all you have to do is the next step is to position yourself. If I'm good at something, I would start finding Facebook groups around that niche and start joining them, start posting content. I would go to medium.com, start, posting, articles around the thing that I enjoy doing. I would start positioning myself as somebody who knows his thing, who knows what he's talking about. And, once you establish yourself, people will know that, all right, if I want to talk about graphic design, I need to talk to this person, right? Once you establish that, you already pre-sold people, and that's when you find a problem and start, offering your services or offering your product to the same people. And, once you start offering this, your service or your product, your first few customers, your first few clients are the most critical ones. So if you're selling a service for $100, if you're selling a service for $1,000, make sure you deliver them $2,000 worth of value. You need to over-deliver for your first couple of clients. But, well, of course, you need to over-deliver always. But for your first couple of clients, you need to over-deliver because they are going to be your lead magnet. They're going to be your client magnet. They're going to get more people to you, more customer, more business to you using for the month. So, yeah, over-deliver to your first batch of customers and clients. And, once you start getting more orders, all you have to do is either scale or find an arbitrage way of doing it. So, remember, you start building a service or a product or a business by working in it, but you cannot scale by working in it. You have to start working on it. So start scaling, start outsourcing, or find an arbitrage way to do it. That's what I would do.
You love the word arbitrage. I really like
love it.
Great. It's awesome. Can you share an example of an arbitrage with us, if you would, please? A simple one.
Sure. Yeah. So let's talk about traffic. So traffic is something that everybody wants, right? How do you get free traffic? Google ranking, YouTube ranking, credibility. Right. So if you have a website, let's say Dr. Samir Joshi, and you want to get ranked for, specific keywords, what do? You either build a lot of content, publish it, and wait for Google to do it, or you leverage high authority websites to, piggyback on. How do you do that? You use press releases. Now, people want to get ranked, people want to get traffic, but they can't do it. So you can offer them a service where you write press release for them and then publish this press release on top authority websites and, promise them guaranteed ranking for certain keywords. Now, when people start buying those packages, all you have to do is take the money from them, go to Fiverr, hire somebody to write press release for you, then hire somebody to publish them on those press release websites, and that's it. So you make the cut between two of them.
Great. Amazing. It's very, very tangible, very actionable. Love that.
What would be the exact steps from zero to your first $10,000 online?
Yeah. Well, my advice to you're going to hear it's going, you get in 24 hours, you get it in instant gratification. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You do need to put in that time and energy. I call it.
This is a serious conversation.
Yeah.
No.
Like you need to put in the work at the beginning. You will need, as I said, to deposit more in the beginning.
Right.
That's money, your own money, time, energy. Now, the sort of strategy that I use personally, I'm not investing a ton of money, but I need essential tools like an autoresponder, like a messenger bot that I'm using now. So that's money that I have to. But I know that I'm putting this foundational work in, a solid foundation. If you want to grow a business like a building, you need that solid structure, that base.
Right.
Once you have that base, you're set up. It's never going to fall down because you have that loyal audience and you can just keep scaffolding and growing. Right. And you build a better reputation, you build more of an audience and keeps growing, and the money follows. So that foundation, I don't care if you're on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, you have your own blog, it's putting everything in place first, having a strong foundation in place. And once you have that, it goes up. To put that big wide base you have that to hold everything together does take time and energy.
Right.
But you have to be patient, and you will have those setbacks as we talked about.
But okay, so then how does one get from zero to the 10K then?
So what I did, and this is exactly what I did. What I said, I built a targeted audience.
Right.
So for example, your Facebook profile, I have a Facebook profile with 5,000 targeted friends who I know that buy things. Wow. I call them my buyer friends. And again, I don't like message them every day like buy this, buy this, buy this. I built up that audience first. I built a relationship with them first, and then I created content that I knew could help them because I knew a lot of them were new. And I began posting, and I began actually selling my services and my products to them.
Right.
And then it's amazing because they knew me already from that relationship and those deposits that I put in. When I said that I had something to sell and that does this, they're like, oh my God, I like Aiden. I know Aiden. Aiden's a nice guy. I know he's a teacher. Like everything's congruent about me. I say who I say I am.
Right.
It builds trust, authenticity, and people like that. People don't want to be scammed. They're scared of that because you break down those barriers just being yourself. I don't have the Ferrari or Yeah, so I don't know like the beat shot and all that sort of stuff. So, but I'm just being me. I'm a teacher. I make videos when I was in my classroom. I did like a little video of my classroom just to build that trust, to say who I am, and it is me. So once you have that trust, that's worth more than anything, and that's going to get you to $10,000. That's what got me my first $10,000 was that trust that I built up. And then when I had a course to sell them, I just made a post on Facebook. I'd get 100, 200 comments and boom, and I'd send them a link to my page, and they buy because they like me, they trust me.
What would be the actual steps to go from not just making some money online, or not from zero, all the way to the first $10,000?
Okay, zero to hero. Everybody wants to know. You know, when people say, when I watch these videos, these gurus, let's put it as that, they say, oh yeah, 10,000 is easy, 20,000 is easy, 30,000 is easy. People just want to make their first $100 or $500 or $1,000, right? I'm pretty sure the audience will say, yeah, you know what, forget 10,000, we just want to make just some money. But the thing is, in order to make that money, you have to give yourself a reasonable amount of time. I'm talking about at least 90 days. Yeah, don't forget. You know, you could make it quicker than that, but you've got to again spend money, invest money, get things done. But what I would say, to honestly build, it's about building your brand, your reputation first. Those 90 days, for example, you could just simply document 90 days how you came online, and you share your journey with people. This is what you've got to understand. It's like there's so many ways. So I'm just trying to think a way I did it when I first came online. When I learned all of the skills, what I was learning, I basically learned how to build a simple review website, link it with affiliate commission system, whatever it may be. And then what I did, once I mastered that, right, and I learned the process as I went through step by step, then I thought, this stuff works. How about I go teach people now how to do this? And I've done this on the what's it called? Warrior Plus. What's the site for Warrior Plus? The blogging site.
Warrior Forum.
The Warrior Forum, yes. Okay, Warrior Forum, amazing place. All these, we've got people that's just starting out, want to learn about internet marketing, right? So what I did, all I simply did is I learned the information first, I implemented it, I got some results, and I thought, how about me just teaching people now what I've just learned? So again, remember, 90 days, you can document your journey. You can build a tribe, a following of people within that time. People want transparency. I'm telling you, they will come and they will join you on this journey. They want to be led. They want to see what you're doing. You're being transparent. You're showing them. Now, what I did with the Warrior Forum, I then simply made I just texted this stuff and I said, look, I'm willing to teach, I think it was about 5 people. And I thought, what I now realize is what I knew back then when I first started, it was so much, like it was worth a lot more, but I sold it for $500, for example. Yeah, it was $500, 5 people sold like that. I was shocked. And what did I do now? So I took 5 people and I brought them onto like a live webinar. So for 6 weeks training, every week I would bring them and do a presentation for 1 to 2 hours, right? And now that content got recorded. So I showed them each step week by week. Now I got this content, and guess what I did with the content? I recorded it and I put it into a simple site. Now I don't have to do those webinars again. Right? Now, what can I do? I can keep selling the same thing again and again. It's already done for you. So now you have a brand. We're talking about building the list. Now, imagine getting this product now. You've got your 6 weeks worth of training. You will find people on Facebook. You'll find launch groups. All of these groups exist. You can find product owners or affiliates and kind of approach them and say, look, I've got this product. Would you like to sell this in a webinar? Guess what? Even if it's $500 a pop or $1,000, 5 or 10 sales a month. 10 sales, that's a lot of money. You can make $10,000, $1,000. Again, it's your price point, test it, but don't rush to get success. Build a good, stable brand. I mean, even me, look, I got my top everywhere I go, you'll see my branding everywhere. Because your name is the most valuable thing, and don't burn your reputation for a quick buck and ruin your name. Because that's what most people I see, what they do, they rush in, trying to make the quick money, and they ruin their reputation just to get hold of a little money, where they realize it's about delayed gratification. Think about the long term. Like, you could make life-changing amounts of money if you're just patient. Give it 90 days, even if it takes 6 months. If you make 100 grand a year, you'll be laughing, but you have to be patient. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's a very open topic, so I'm just trying to get as much as I can just to kind of show you, change your set of beliefs. It's possible. That's the main thing. It's possible.
Fantastic. That was really, really actionable. Make a little course and then sell it over and over again. And scale it. That's what it was. Amazing stuff. And if you're starting out today, what steps? And you talked about the steps a bit. But more specifically, what steps would you take to get to your first $10,000?
Okay, so getting to the first $10,000, the best steps you can take is actually creating a product, creating an info product, or if you are so inclined, if you're a coder, you know how to code, you can create a software product. People love pressing buttons, but I'll be honest, full disclosure, my first product was an info product. I did about 15K with it. It was my first product, right? And for me, that was a huge success because I never had a product launch before. And I did about 15K. I was happy. I did it by myself. So, you know, there was no real partners involved. Only no partners were involved with the affiliates that promoted it. It was a simple product. All it was a video course, basically me talking about SEO, right? Search engine optimization, which is still a hot topic, even though back then it was even hotter. And so I created an info product. And what happens is that with a launch, you have your sales page. You bring them into a potential funnel, whether there be an upsell or a second upsell. Not too many upsells. You don't want to add too many of them. That's personally how I operate. But so you have a few upsells, and what that does is that they opt into your list. They're a buyer, so that's a buyer list. So that means that's way more valuable than just a subscriber list, right? A person that just subscribes and doesn't buy anything is way more valuable. And so I would create a product, an info product or a software product, and the best thing you can do is go to an online marketing event, because as soon as the other affiliates that are at these events, they see you, and if they can become, if you become friends with them, or if you have just a talk with them, a friendly talk, all of a sudden now they know you as an actual person and not just a avatar online, not just a name. You are someone that they know. And that was one of the first things I did before I did my first launch. I went to an event, and going to an event is key, because that's what differentiates you having a not so good launch to having a 10K plus launch. It's a huge difference.
Gold dust. Gold dust is what I can say. Amazing stuff, Ali. Fantastic. If you were actually really starting out today, somebody listening to this, maybe they don't have a software background like you do, what would the exact steps be for you to get from zero to a $10,000? So the 0 to 10K, what would the exact steps be according to you?
Okay, so if I were to start off again and basically go from 0 to 10,000, I would actually start off by creating, to basically try to find a problem that needs to be solved, and then there would be people who would be happy to pay any money for that problem to be solved, even if it is like a small amount of money. And then I would create a simple software solution that could do that. So I'll give you an example. So one of the plugins I made actually was my first launch. And it was basically, so when I was building my 100 plus sites, the problem we faced was that you had to install the same plugins over and over again. You had to do a lot of the same work over and over again to set up those sites. And I thought, if I have this problem, there could be more people having this problem. So I asked around in about 4 to 5 different internet marketing forums, what is the approach? How do you actually solve this problem? And then people were trying to give me different ideas, but all of them involved a lot more time. So I found a programmer online, and I paid him like $200 to code a plugin for me. And that plugin actually did a lot of the automation work for those steps. And then this was the plugin I used when I did my sites. So then basically I created a plugin software out of this, and I launched it on my own, actually with a partner. And then that launch made over $56,000 in sales in the first week. So I would definitely advise going that route instead of actually going to, 2 to 5 different things. But basically creating an asset that actually is a problem, is basically a solution to a problem that already exists. And then there are people who are happy to pay for that problem. Doing that forum posting showed me that there are other people who actually want that problem to be solved. And that was proof enough to actually create a solution for that. So I had to beautifully package the whole thing and basically have it like a sales page, a video, and all those things. And I didn't really know how to write copy or do anything like that. So we had a really short sales page with like maybe 500 words of copy that we did ourselves. And then a video that showed, how this whole thing works. And basically people bought it. It could have done a lot better had we known better copywriting or how to make better videos. But then that was really, a good project, and it made $56,000 in a week. That is pretty good.
So if you were starting out today and your goal is to get from 0 to $10,000, what concrete steps would you take to get from 0 to $10,000? Our viewers would love to know.
Yeah, again, another great question. So what I would do is I'd have to develop the ClickBank method even further. Sorry, the ClickBank and Instagram method even further. So now, let's say you've been doing the method for a couple of months, your account's growing, you began to get some sales. Yeah, you've got to pay bills, right? If you've got no money, you've got to pay bills. You've got to take into all that into account. But I would have a rule which I try and operate by in my business, which is pay yourself first. And what that means is this: whether you make $10 a day or $1,000 a day, before you pay bills, before you do anything, take 10% of your money and put it to one side to reinvest into something else in your business. Because the reality is you're not going to miss that 10%. You waste that 10% at Starbucks or on stuff you don't need. You just don't want to admit that to yourself because you're not examining. I found in life, most people aren't broke. They're just really bad at managing money. And when you start to really analyze what you're doing with the money you have coming in, you can probably find an extra 10, 20, 30, 100 bucks, 200 bucks a month just by cutting out waste. So what I would do by examining my finances and seeing what I could cut out, and by reinvesting into my business from profits I was making from ClickBank, I'd get myself an autoresponder. So now on Instagram, rather than just sending traffic from my account straight to an offer, which is really a waste of traffic because most people are not going to buy straight away, I would make them opt into a capture page first, so I could collect their email and continuously follow up with them with more and more offers related to the reason they joined my list in the first place. Eventually, by doing that, you're naturally going to make more money because you're able to market to people over and over again. Then, once I've got enough money, I would either find a high ticket offer within my niche, which paid me bigger commissions, or I'd branch out into another niche where I could sell more expensive items to collect more money. Because obviously, if you're selling a product that pays you $7, rough math, you're gonna have to sell like 1,490 something products a month to make $10,000. If you're selling something that pays you $1,000 a sale, you're only gonna have to make 10 sales. So I would basically just develop and scale up the Instagram method.
Amazing. Okay, so awesome. So start with a free method and then build it further with an autoresponder, and then use that traffic, remarket to it, and increase the value of your offering and the value of your customer by doing that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Perfect. Beautiful. Awesome. Fantastic. Ben, this is so amazing. One golden nugget after the other. I'm going to be the golden nugget king this afternoon or this morning. What steps would you take not to get started, but to go from zero to your first 10K online, $10,000?
So I would definitely think that today it's kind of about brands and audiences. I think it's about whatever you're having a tribe. And like I said, I know a lot of people that make a lot of money with a very small tribe, and then some people that make not very much money with a massive tribe. So a lot of it's based on how you nurture your people or nurture your tribe. So I would start building a following, whether that would be a YouTube channel or a blog, or maybe through social media, maybe Facebook Lives today. A very popular marketer has got over 150,000 YouTube subscribers named John Michael, was telling me about how he does Facebook Lives, and then he sends the rest of his tribes from all over to that Facebook Live, and it gets a ton of engagement and starts to blow up organically and becomes a big hit. And I actually got an email from Russell Brunson, who's the founder of ClickFunnels, and he was doing the exact same thing yesterday. I got an email from him, and the email sent me to a Facebook Live. So clearly today there's a huge movement towards tribes. There's a huge movement towards audiences. And I would be working, it doesn't matter if you have, one follower or 1,000 or 1,000,000. I think that the game today is building an audience. So I'd be focusing, as soon as possible, I'd be focusing on building an audience. And if I didn't have much of an audience, I would gradually try and pick that up, and I would be very nurturing to the audience that I had, because there are people with small audiences that are still making a fortune because they take care of that audience and they know how to do business. Fantastic. So nurture obviously with content, with good products of others, maybe someday good products of themselves. That's a good way to do it, is to always put out good stuff. Definitely always recommend good stuff. Make it obvious that you actually care about your people. And there's two kinds of marketing. There's the burn and churn marketing, where you're getting new people into your audience, and then you're essentially making it clear right away that you have no interest in caring about their needs or wants or whatever. And generally, you're going to have to constantly be building people. But the easier business is to take care of the people that you do get. So they rebuy over and over again. Anything that they buy online, they want to get it through your affiliate link. I get emails sometimes where people say, Brendan, I want to go pick this up. Do you have an affiliate link for it? So, but there are people, I have a pretty big audience now, so I have a harder time nurturing everyone individually and specifically. And I tell people sometimes, I get dozens of emails per day. I'm sorry, I can't break down everything for you step by step. I just can't do it. I have too many people. But I do know people that have small audiences that make a lot of money. And what they do is they treat their audience like their family, essentially. Like, I know a lot of people that send out emails to their small audiences, and they say, hey, how's it going? I want to know how your day's going. Can you leave me a reply? And then they'll start sort of a friendly dialogue with their list. And if you have a short-sighted mindset, you would think, that's so dumb. Like, you're not going to make any money by telling somebody how their day is. But by building that connection and building that relationship, they're going to like all your future videos. They're going to love your blog posts. They're going to buy all your recommendations, and they're going to speak nothing about praise about you to other people, essentially building that through word of mouth. So if I was going to start from scratch and I had a small audience, that's 100% what I would do. Is I would build a loyal following and I get myself out there.
Fantastic. Amazing. Amazing stuff.